not sure if many of you have heard about Prodigy. This is another free application. It's a Pokemon style math game, and it's kind of its own little world where students create their own accounts. They have to have an email. They do not have to have parent permission. I kind of started a class, and then they're in my class. And so with this application, they have their own account, they have their own little person, and they kind of battle one another. They can battle the computer or they can battle another friend, which they love. But the only way that they can battle someone is if they've answered a math question correctly. So it's huge motivation to kind of work on reinforcing those math skills or practicing those math skills, reviewing them. And what I love most about this is it's curriculum aligned, and this is for grades 1 through 6. I'm using it in the 4th grade. So here's a little look into my side of things. So you have a dashboard, which just kind of shows you what is going on within the week. I don't allow my kids to use this every day, just because it doesn't always give them as many problems as I would like, I guess. But we do use this pretty frequently. I would say at least once a week. We just haven't used it yet. We use it a lot of times Thursdays, Fridays, towards the end of the week. So one of my favorite things about Prodigy is the capability that I have to add assignments for my students. So here's my students. You can connect parents. I'm not really sure exactly what connecting parents does. I think it just allows them to play at home a little bit easier. So if you actually go to your planner, that's where you can create assignments. And what I like is that you can create assignments for them over a specific set of skills. So we'll take a look at that. So depending on what you're going over, or whether you want to review or you want to work on a set of skills that you have been working on in class, you can just go and find it. So I could do any state. I just always have mine on Kansas. You can do any grade. And then you can go and find what it is that you're working on. So, for example, we've been working really hard on multiplication. So they've got all of these different, multiply 2 digit by 2 digit, 2 digit by 1, 4 digit by 1, multiplication word problems, times as many comparison, describe multiplication as a comparison. So I'll just kind of give you an example. So say I want them to work on multiplying 2 digit by 2 digit numbers and 2 digit by 1. So I click next, then I can choose the amount of questions I want to be a part of the assignment. So I might say, okay, 20. I really want them to get quite a bit of practice, and then they only need to practice 10 2-digit by 1-digit, kind of as a review. So then I could click on next. And I can either choose all of my students, or I can just pick a select few. So I'm going to kind of backtrack, and what's really neat about just selecting a few is that, say I've got a kiddo, I'm just going to say Elena, for example, struggles in math, and she's not quite at a 4th grade level. And her instructional level is, say, more of that of a 3rd grader. So I could actually go into those, and if maybe there's some concepts and skills that she's missing from 3rd grade, and I could assign her specific 3rd grade skills. Or say I've got a kid, Chris, who's, needing a little bit more of that enrichment and is needing that push and that challenge. So I could, go in and say, okay, we're working on multiplication. Well, I want to teach Chris how to multiply 2-digit numbers that have decimals in it. That's a 5th grade standard. So I could go into 5th grade and I could find that and just assign it to Chris. So that's what I really like about this. I can, do it as a whole class thing if I want them to all be specifically working on a set of skills, or, hey, I almost want to kind of do this a little bit as an intervention, or as a review. Like, we need to review 3rd grade skills, or it's just really neat, and it allows you a lot of flexibility. And then you can just go and review those reports progress. You can look at the student comprehension, usage, assignments, plans, and kind of see how they are doing on those assignments that you've assigned them. So I really think it's just a really neat program. I've been really happy with it. Like I said, we don't use it a ton, but that's just because sometimes I think the kids have done a pretty good job figuring out, oh, okay, I can make the battles last longer than the problems, and so I fight that battle, but that's something completely different. Really neat program. If you teach math in grades 1 through 6, I highly encourage you taking a look.